Politics. 1001. Telling me Russia and the United States are having a conflict?
Oh, God. Oh, no. Well, not really. It's
That's
definitely
unheard
not as
of.
extreme as possible nuclear war, but they're definitely having a conflict nonetheless. Russia is a little bit jealous that the United States launched a rocket up to the space station,
Just a little bit.
which happened yesterday as of recording this podcast, and they have kind of been verbally sparring online, the foreign ministries of each country. Russia has emphasized that it's no big deal that the United States managed to launch a rocket, and they said that all they did is send people up to the space station. We've done it before, not a big deal.
All the time.
But Trump is saying this as his big. He's saying that the launch of the space station is part of a more grand plan to actually eventually colonize Mars, but obviously that's very far away. Trump has promised to get to the moon permanently by 2024, and he's trying to use this launch as a jumping point to get to the moon, and from there use the moon as a platform to get to Mars and colonize it. He wants to colonize the moon by 2024 also, not just get there. So maybe that's possible, but this is all part of Trump's new Space Force.
He also has to get reelected for that to be possible.
He does have to get reelected. About a 50-50 shot, in my opinion, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, the main issue with why Russia is jealous is not only because the U.S. is once again showing space superiority, but also because Russia originally had a monopoly on ferrying astronauts up to the space station. And they've been doing that for a while, and they've been making a lot of money and profiting off of it. But
There's
now
a lot of people who want to go to space.
Yeah, a lot of astronauts. That is
wouldn't.
what they do. Well, maybe some people would, Ian.
I'm just stating my opinion.
Okay. And Russia's kind of lost their monopoly on that. It was about $80 million in profit that they're losing because the U.S. is now also able to ferry astronauts up to the moon, up to the space station. And
not quite the moon yet.
Yeah, and also unlucky for Russia. Most Western countries, which are the ones launching rockets, will likely pick the United States over Russia when all is said and done. So, anyways, obviously that's going on, but Russia is also trying to increase its influence in the Middle East. And the Middle East, especially in Syria, which is what I am specifically referring to when I say the Middle East, is embroiled in a civil war. And that civil wars are not very fun, and it's caused a lot of immigrants.
No, Josh, I do not think.
No, they're not. And it has caused a lot of immigrants. Okay, Ian. It has caused a lot of immigrants to go up to Turkey, and hence it's also caused the problem between Turkey and Greece now. So a little bit of a chain effect in our podcast today.
Yeah.
And so Russia's trying to increase their presence in Syria by wanting to install more military bases throughout the country. Syria will likely submit to this request because they really need Russia as an ally. Bashar al-Assad is starting to not retain as much control over the country in terms of political power. He's become unpopular even among his closest allies. Iran has expressed some distaste for Bashar al-Assad, and Iran is a really close funder of the Syrian government. So that's going on. Russia's trying to increase their influence, and also this is also because the United States has pulled out of Syria, and, well, when one superpower leaves, another one's got to come in and replace it.
Leaves a power vacuum.
It does leave a power vacuum. And Russia, well, they love them some power vacuums. And so,
Yummy.
Yummy power vacuums.
So is that a direct quote from Putin?
Yummy.
Yummy.
Okay, so, oh my God. So, awesome. Another thing that's going on with Russia is Donald Trump has decided that he's going to host a G7 summit in Washington, D.C. And the G7 is just a group of countries that get together and discuss global affairs. And one of the members of the G7 is Germany. And Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, has very promptly rejected Trump's offer to come to D.C. because she doesn't want to set a bad example or spread the virus. Those were some of the reasons released by Berlin. But nevertheless, this kind of made Trump a little angry. And that Germany would reject his offer like that because he's inviting them.
Nobody likes it when you invite your friend to tea and they don't show up.
Yeah,
Josh has done it for me a few times.
Yeah, well,
let's just say
Ian's tea is a little old.
How can tea be old?
It's old. I mean, it's kind of the definition of old. But anyways, Angela Merkel rejected the offer of Trump. And so Trump obviously a little angry, decided, well, we're going to invite Putin instead. Russia is not a member. Putin is the president of Russia, if you didn't know. And Russia is not a member of the G7, but Trump invited him anyways because got to fill that power vacuum, which was Germany in this case. And Russia loves filling power vacuums.
We've already talked about that.
But I'm not sure if Russia accepted. I don't think they have yet. Putin might accept. There's a lot of reasons for why he would and wouldn't, but what it comes down to is Trump just wants someone there, and he's just mad that Merkel didn't go in Germany.
Right.
And so he's decided that this is his way of fixing the problem, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's happening.
And I imagine that Germany wouldn't like it that Putin is taking their place because they didn't decide to show up.
That might make Germany a little angry because they're trying to set an example, obviously.
Yeah.
But in the end, Germany is very stubborn about going. Like, they do not want to go. And so I don't really think they'll care that much.
Right.
But they might. I don't really know what they think.